Welcome to the channel. We have a topic, metal, all kinds of metal, any genre, subgenre. For me, I really want to go back to my introduction to metal, to having pretty much rejected metal in high school. In the late 80s, 90s, I heard Napalm Death and it just made an impact. I wasn't sure what to think about it. Uh, mm, I guess are considered grindcore. I don't have that record anymore, so I chose to pick my first attraction to black metal, and I am a big fan.
In contrast to Jackson, I am a metal lifer. So I have a lot of metal records, and now is I don't even know how quite how I'd begin to talk about the first metal record I heard or how I got into it. I'm not even sure. So I just picked a couple of my favorite bands and a couple of my favorite records from those favorite bands. Okay, for my first record, I chose Heavy Rocks by Boris. So Boris, they're a long-running band from Japan. They've been making records since, I don't know, sometime in the 90s. Um, they are odd ducks. Um, they're named after a Melvins song, but they've made sludge metal, doom metal, sort of thrashy metal. They've certainly dipped their toes in Stooges-esque kind of songs. They've done drone and noise. They have collaborated with a million other bands, including, Sun, for instance. Um, they made a J-pop record. I don't like all their stuff, but the stuff I like is really, really good. And this is my favorite Boris record right here. It's Heavy Rocks from 2002. So one thing I'll point out about this record is the guitarist Wata. Her tone is immediately recognizable, and she sounds great on this record. And the whole band, they're that kind of loose that only really tight bands can be. And it really shows on this record. These songs are ferocious. There's some slower, sludgier bits, and then some off to the races sprints and everything in between. And just pretty much every song on here is a banger. So, great record. Okay, my second record is Bomber by Motörhead. Um, Motörhead were definitely one of the first bands that I got into. I've been listening to them since I was 10, maybe, something like that. Um, this particular record, it's from 1979. It's their third studio record, I think. They were in peak form at this point. This was the classic Motorhead trio, of Lemmy, the band leader, on vocals and bass, a guy named Eddie Clark on guitar, and a drummer, Filthy Phil Taylor. Um, And yeah, they just every song on here is really good. They never overstay their welcome. All these songs, they all sound a little bit different, but they're all very much Motorhead songs. If you've ever heard Motorhead, you know what I'm talking about. Interestingly, there aren't a lot of real famous Motorhead songs on this record. And maybe that's why I return to it so much. Don't hear them all that often. So, and this is the one that came between the famous Overkill and the more famous Ace of Spades record. So this one gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, but it really shouldn't be. After Lemmy got kicked out of Hawkwind, he decided to form a band that, as he told an interviewer at the time, that if we moved in next door, your lawn would die. This was Motorhead. Motorhead never put out a bad record, but this one's particularly good. This one really rocks. So, Jackson, what do you got?
For my first metal record, this is Horna split with Behexen. Now I'm interested in the Horna side. It's a gatefold. Okay, so there's the cover. There's the back cover. This moody scene. And inside, gatefold, pretty special. Um, there's something about Horna that just grabbed me on my first listen. So they are Finnish, and Horna means abyss or hell. And I talked to a Finnish woman, and she said, well, it actually means the dead zone of a forest where nothing grows, it's all imploded. Yeah. So this is from 2004, and they've had many singers, but my favorite is Corvus, who is unique and has a nuanced voice. It's guttural and really raspy. One thing about Corvus is his credits are Corvus, Bloodthirst, and Cursing. So when I first heard this in a record store, I thought this has got to be a joke. This is funny, but I was intrigued. And on repeated listens, I realized it's emotionally raw and it keeps my interest. It's really only two songs on the Horner side, but they're great sonic blasts on the level of the great punk band, The Germs. I was really hearing the Germs in that vocal, and
Huh.
that's what attracted me to it. It's good for cleaning out the cobwebs. And my second choice is Mayhem. They're Norwegian, considered second wave black metal. This is some of their early work they did with Dead. So the vocalist, who is a standout for me. I don't have any other Mayhem records, just really focused on Dead was his name. He was Swedish, and evidently he sent them a tape with a dead mouse crucified. And when it started to smell, they listened to the tape and they hired him, and he moved over to Norway. He has a special and menacing voice, and he writes chilling songs like Freezing Moon is probably my favorite. He's prone to bringing dead animals on stage to take a whiff, to get in the mood for his blood-curdling, screamy vocals. This is the real deal, slice of mortality. He actually shot himself due to his depressive state. And I believe this is the best example of his work that I found. Mayhem is tight. These are rehearsal tapes, and they have a great drummer who's unconventional but has a controlled surge. Here's another picture of Dead, one of the first practitioners of corpse paint, although not the first.
I love metal. I love it at all volumes. Ferocious and loud. Well, it makes it real. Yeah, he's a big black metal guy.
I mean, they're sort of like stadium black metal. That's cool.
So the pit was active. I think I could rule the pit. I'm neurotic as fuck. I could rule the pit because he was a rabble rouser.
Mostly obeyed. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. Yeah, yes. This is Ozzy. Say hello, Ozzy.
That's a cat, isn't
Just the
it?
rawness, skeevy.
What?
Is that a cat?
It was pretty skeevy in the late
It's a
90s.
cat. Yes.
Really skeevy.